Kung napapaisip kayo, ano bang meron sa India, bakit siya sikat, ano bang ganap kahit na iba yung nakikita natin mostly sa video. Before, nag-OJT ako sa isang Indian restaurant. Unang akala ko talaga is hindi masasarap yung pagkain na meron sila. Dahil nga sa ibang amoy, ibang itsura kapag nakikita ko, bigla kong napaisip at nagtaka, bakit madaming tao ang nabili dito, pati na rin ang mga Pilipino. Dumating sa point na nakapag-start na ako sa restaurant as a OJT student and doon ko na-realize kung ano ba talagang meron sa pagkain nila. Una, napakasarap pa talaga ng pagkain na meron sila dahil sa mga spices na pampalasa. Ang mga pagkain na gusto ko ay katulad ng mga biryani, naan, masala, tikka masala, chapati, sama ko na rin yung Indian tea, tandoori, platter at marami pa. During OJT, ang madalas na nakakain ko is yung bread nila na naan and may iba-iba tong flavor like plain, garlic, and cheese. Sa rice naman is yung biryani at meron din tong iba't ibang style like chicken, shrimp, and more. Kaya napasabi na lang ako sa sarili ko na kapag hindi natin sinubukan ay hindi natin malalaman kung okay ba siya or hindi. And alam ko naman na iba-iba tayo ng gusto pagdating sa pagkain. Bago ako magsimula sa topic namin is gusto ko mag-iwan ng isang quote na a great relationship is about two things. First, appreciating the similarities and second, respecting the differences. Alam kong yung iba sa inyo ay kapag about Indian food ay napapaisip na agad na kinakamay or nakakadiri dahil sa mga videos na nakikita natin online. And later on, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung ano ba talagang meron sa likod ng mga nakikita natin online. Okay guys, makinig kayo ng mabuti and lagi niyong tandaan na once you understand and appreciate other people's cultural backgrounds, then you can also connect with them more. Good day everyone, I'm James Banlarena and together with my groupmates, we will be discussing Indian cuisine. Topic outline, history of Indian cuisine, land, people, food, flavors, and lastly, cooking techniques. What is Indian cuisine? First bullet, Indian cuisine dates back over 5,000 years. Each region has its own traditions, religions, and culture that influence its food. Countries around the world have their own different cultures, cuisine, and tradition. With a rich heritage, the history of Indian cuisine is as old as the Indian civilization. The Indian food tradition are rooted in social custom, religious belief, and the influences of the territories that invaded Indian land and both their food tradition. From Mughals to Britishers, all have added something to this diverse and sumptuous cuisine. Indian cuisine is so diverse that the food traditions primarily vary by region to religion. This tradition have passed down generation and influence how we Indian regard food sacred and pure. So kapag sinabing Indian cuisine, ang unang pumapasok kasi sa isip natin or sa ibang tao ay madumi, bara-bara kung gumawa ng pagkain dahil sa social media na nakikita nating kinakamay. Pero ito lang ang masasabi ko, hindi lahat ng pagkain sa India ay ganun yung process nila sa pagkain. Sa bansang India, may iba't ibang traditional culture pagdating sa pagkain. And yung nakikita natin sa mga videos na kinakamay ay isa lamang sa mga taong may tradisyon when it comes to make food. Para sa mga taong ayaw naman ng ganon ay maraming malilinis at maayos pa din mag-serve ng food sa India. And hindi din naman tayo pinipilit na bumili doon, kaya libre tayo na bumili kung saan natin gusto. Based sa research ko, maraming dahilan kung bakit ganon yung nagiging process nila sa paggawa ng pagkain. Sa India, ang ganong pangyayari ay normal lamang at ang mga street foods doon ay tinatangkilik din ng mga kababayan nila, pero marami ring nagsasabi na hindi kayang sikmurain ng mga ibang tao ang ganong proseso. Kung mapapaisip kayo, bakit nga ba kinakamay lang nila? Una ay paniniwala. Naniniwala sila na sa pagluluto gamit ang kamay, nakakapagbigay dagdag na lasa at sustansya. Malamang sa malamang ay natatawa kayo kung bakit nga naman hindi madadagdagan ng lasa kung merong kang pandagdag na alat. Yung gantong pagsasanay sa India ay paniniwala nilang ang tawag ay Ayurveda. Ang Ayurveda ay nangangahulugang the knowledge of life sa Ingles. Ang Ayurveda ay may iba't ibang bahagi, ngunit hindi muna natin itatakil yan. Ilan sa mga bahaging ito na sinasabi na ang pagkain natin ay nagiging lubos na konektado sa ating katawan pati na rin sa isip at espiritual kapag ito ay ating hinahawakan. Pangalawa ay korupsyon. Kung nagtataka kayo kung bakit hindi pinagbabawal ng gobyerno ang ganong sistema, ay katulad ng bansang Pilipinas, hindi nagkakalayo pagdating sa korupsyon. Ang kanilang pamahalaan ay nagpatupad ng mga rules and regulations sa kaayusan at kalinisan sa pagtitinda ng pagkain. Ang mga street vendors ay kailangan na magpa-register muna sa government bago simulan ang isang negosyo. Maraming proseso bago makapagsimula ng negosyo, kaso sa mga kadahilanan ng mga korap na tao sa bansa nila ay mas pinili na lang nilang maging illegal street vendors. Kahit na illegal ang kanilang mga ginagawa, ay mas tinatangkilik pa rin ito ng tao, and dito napapasok yung pangatlo. Pangatlo ay poverty. Maraming tao sa India na mahihirap at maliliit lang ang kita, kaysa na kumain sila sa mamahaling kainan, ay mas pinipili na lang nila sa mga ganong paraan, dahil napapawi naman ang kanilang gutom doon. Panghuli ay nakasanayan. Dahil sa tagal ay nakasanayan na lang din nila ang mga ganong proseso pagdating sa pagkain. Marahil marami nagtataka kung bakit ganon dahil sa iba't iba tayo ng kulturang kinagisnan. Kaya I really suggest na irespeto na lang natin yung ganong tradisyon na meron sila. Kaya maswerte pa din tayo na kahit papaano ay malinis ang way natin pagdating sa iba. Second bullet, Hindus tend to be vegetarian and Muslim tend to have meat dishes, although pork is forbidden. While most people around the world think that Indian dishes are all curries daw, but it's not true. Many types of Indian cuisine are made either from fish, meat, lentils, or vegetable. The specialty of Indian cuisine is its variety of spices that make each dish exotic, delicious, and stand out from the rest of the cuisines in the world. In some cultures, the way you kill or slaughter animals really does matter, as these are based on traditions or religion. One type of meat that is mostly talked about by people is halal meat, and why it's so special. This meat is only known by a people who are not Muslims and sometimes eaten by non-Muslims. Halal as a word means permissible in Arabic and which is subjected to prefix meat. Halal meat is meat which is permitted to be consumed by Islamic doctrine. Before a meat is considered as halal, it means the meat has passed the ritual practiced by Islamic law. Animals like cow, sheep, ram, goat, chicken, lamb, turkey, fish, and many more are considered permissible or halal. Halal meats are monitored by the Halal Monitoring Services or HMS. Other animals which are considered as unclean animals or non-halal and not acceptable to be consumed include pork, dog, bloody meat, or not properly cooked meats, monkeys. Since pork, pork chops, dog meat, and snake meat are considered forbidden in Islam, halal meat must not be slaughtered in the same vicinity where these forbidden meats are being slaughtered. May sariling lugar kung saan pinapatay ang mga halal meat and non-halal meat. Third bullet, Indian cuisine is word for its delicacy and impeccable taste, and also due to some other major reason, its spicy, delicious, and aromatic flavor appeals to many people. Indian spices have been playing a great role for strengthening the economic conditions since the ancient time period. Now, at this moment of modernization and technological world, though the spice trade has changed in various bounds and leaves them to the role and importance still exists the same. Indian spices are full of aroma and fragrance, hence the big Indian states, such as Punjab, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, etc. are the biggest hubs for the growth and development of spices. Indian spices po kasi consist high amount of properties which are essential for good health. They're also world famous appetizer and digestive sources to maintain good health. These spices contain antioxidant properties and preservatives. Kaya napakalaki ng advantages ng pagkain ng mga spicy food. Ang problema nga lang ay lahat ng advantages ay may katapat na disadvantages. Like hindi natin masisisi kung bakit may something na bad odor sa mga Indiano at Indiana dahil the more na kumakain tayo or sila ng spicy na food ay naglalabas tayo ng pawis sa ating katawan. Tapos mahilig pa sila sa onion and balot na balot pa ka sila kung manamit. Disclaimer lang po, hindi po lahat ng mga taga-India ay ganon and yung explanation ko ay based lang sa experience ko. Kasi before, nag-OJT na ako sa isang Indian restaurant sa Venice and ang name nito is New Bombay Royal. Last bullet, Indian food has been influenced by Mongolian, Persian, and Chinese cuisine among others. Regional cuisine. Food choice varies north, south, east, and west. Indians from the north eat flatbreads like chapati and naan. Chapati is unleavened wet flour breads rolled out much thinner than naan and cooked on a tawa or flat griddle. Nung nag-OJT ako, ang mostly na way ng luto na nakikita ko dito is pinapatong na lang sa apoy ng kalan and talagang mabilis lang to maluto. Naan is a soft leavened flatbread made of white flour that's traditionally cooked in a tandoor or clay oven. It's generally offered either plain, butter, and garlic flavor. Noong una, medyo struggle sa akin to kung paano siya lutuin kasi once na magkamali ka lang is nandikit is mahuhulog na siya sa baga and ang possible na ma-charge siya sa'yo. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung malaking picture is yan yung example ng tandoor oven and nung nag-OJT ako is ang taas niyan hanggang sikmura ko. Tapos nagbabaga pa sa loob. Yung tamang process ng paglagay niyan ay meron siyang bilog na parang unan. Tapos doon mo ipapatong yung naan bread and kailangan mabasa mo siya ng konti bago mo ipasok sa tandoor oven at dumikit. Kapag sobrang basa naman ng ginawa mo is mahuhulog siya, then dapat mabilis ka lang maglagay nun sa loob kasi kung hindi, sunog yung balat mo. Southern Indians prefer to eat rice and coconut. The versatile coconut not only provides milk, it thickens stews, makes a chewy snack, and is used in many sweet southern dishes as an ingredient or as a garnish. Western India is more cosmopolitan but it's known for its traditional spicy curries. Mumbai, formerly Bombay, at the heart of the region, they all have their traditional cuisine but seafood and curries, hot and spicy sausage, and snack with the chai tea or popular traditional fare. East Indian food relies heavily on rice, milk, and vegetables, prepared simply with yogurt, seeds, and spicy steam and curd. East Indian love their sweets and use milk and other dairy products abundantly in them. Indian food traditions. 1. Eating with hands. The tradition of eating with hands has its roots in Ayurveda. Ito yung nasabi ko kanina kung bakit kinakamay ang pagkain sa India. Since eating is supposed to be sensory experience, it is believed that the real taste of Indian food only comes when you eat with your bare hands. As for Hindu texts, eating with hands does not just feed the body but also the mind and the spirit. Eating with hands will also help you really taste the food, feel the texture, and truly indulge in your food. Number 2. Offering food to God. In Hindu culture, food is offered to the Hindu deity as part of worship ritual before consuming it. Hence, tasting food during preparation is strictly forbidden. This way, the food is considered a medium of sacrifice and eating is seen as a selfless act. Hindus believe that when food is eaten after being offered to God becomes pre-bad omen and is this considered a blessing. Number 3, thali style eating. You must be wondering what thali means exactly. It means a large plate. It has also become synonymous with a style of eating in India in recent years. A thali basically includes little compartments to put your food in so that you can try everything that's on the table for you. Since Indian meals consist of various foods items, thali makes it easy to serve. Number 4, keep your left hand off your plate while eating. In many parts of India, it is obscene to eat with the left hand. The left hand is basically considered to be used for ablution, which forbid it from doing activities like eating or passing it gifts. It is deemed impure and all the law work must be done with the left hand like washing feet or taking off shoes. Alam naman natin na ang mga kamay ay isa sa mga pinakamaduming parts ng katawan dahil kung ano-ano ang mga hinahawakan natin. Every time you touch an object or shake someone's hands, you are probably picking up bacteria and potentially viruses too. Kaya sa India, mostly right hand lang ang ginagamit kapag kumakain sila. Number 5, sharing food. Indian culture is deeply connected to its roots and is passed down the generation to date. In Indian culture, we highly encourage sharing food with others. For instance, if you are dining with friends and both of you different dishes, then you customarily you must share your food with one another. This is also falls in the category of sharing is caring. Lastly, finishing food. Indian culture despises leaving food on the plate. It is considered disrespectful. Indians abide by the rule of taking sufficient food on the plate and entirely finish it. Even playing with the food or disturbing in any way is not appreciated either. Yung gantong tradition na meron sila ay meron sa Pilipinas before. Unlike ngayon kasi hindi na nasusunod yan at dahil na rin sa nagiging modernization ay nakakalimutan na to. Pero sa India, until now, sinusunod pa din ang gantong gawain.
Hi, I'm Maylene, and for today, we're gonna discuss a little bit about land of India. India is the largest democratic country, and it is a big country divided into 29 states and 7 unions territories. And these states and union territories have been created so that the government can run the country more easily. And India is a very diverse country as well, which means that the people around the country are different in many ways. Even though India is such a diverse place, it is united as one, and it has achieved all around socio-economic progress since its independence. India has become self-sufficient in agricultural production and is now one of the top industrialized countries in the world. And it is a great country where people speak different languages then, but the national language is Hindi. India is a full of different castes, creeds, religions, culture, but they live together. That's the reason India is famous for the common saying of unity in diversity, which means expression siya of harmony and unity between these similar individuals or ng groups, recognizing and appreciating each other's differences not only creates an environment that is inclusive to everyone, but it is one of the best ways for groups to think creativity and generate ideas for the impactful living. So sa language naman tayo, maraming kabataan sa India is lumaki na meron silang bilingual environment. Either because their parents speak different languages or because they're surrounded by a community that originates from another part of the country. And the literacy rate in India is 71.2% and most private schools strive to motivate children to learn several languages, sometimes beginning in primary school, but working class children teach in the vernacular, but there has been an effort to incorporate more English classes throughout the years. Next will be their climate. India has a monsoon climate which is primarily found in South and Southeast Asia. So the Arabic term mausim, which means seasons, is where the word monsoon originates. However, There are variations in climatic conditions in the country itself. So the coastal regions of India show the least amount of difference between the temperatures of night and day. So in the interior regions, the difference in temperatures of day and night is huge. India presents varied landscapes that are awe-inspiring, to say the least. And it is also an excellent destination for tourists from around the world, from the vibrant cities of Mumbai and Delhi to the tranquil backwaters of Kerala. India has something to offer to everyone, and its rich culture and history, vibrant people, and rapidly growing economy make it one of the most exciting places in the world. And India has tremendous potential for growth and development, and its people have the resilience and the determination also to make it happen. India is a land of hope, opportunity, and also progress. Festivals are an essential aspect of human life because they bring joy and break up the monotony of our daily routine. So it happens every month or two, and they allow us to get together and enjoy many facets of life. So every country has its own set of festivals that are tied to its culture and religion. And India, on the other hand, are split into three categories, which includes national, seasonal, and religious. So national festivals honor significant national events, personalities in historical figures, people of all religions, creeds, and gender participate enthusiastically in such events, which are marked by a strong sense of patriotism. Traditionally, the Indian family adhere to a patriarchal ideology, endorsing traditional gender role preferences, and abstains to the joint family structure where three or four generations, including aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and grandparents, will all live under one roof. So this is the preferred family type in Indian culture, and the family will support each other by taking care of the widows, never married adults, and the disabled, and more, while providing a sense of support. The parents will support them in starting their new life together, while the wife will generally help her mother-in-law as a homekeeper. And as a homekeeper, she will prepare and cook each meal of the day, clean the dishes, wash dirty laundry, and ensure all household chores are seen to. Whilst the daughter-in-law will help around the home, Indian parents do not expect any monetary payment for living at home. When they are elderly and can no longer take care of themselves, their children will take care of them. India is famous for producing nearly 70% of the world's spices, and according to India Brand Equity Foundation, India produces about 75 of the 109 varieties listed by the International Organization for Standardization, or the ISO. And in addition, the country is also known as the largest consumer and exporter of spices from the ancient period, and the use of spices started on a large scale in the medieval period. At this time, spices like black pepper, cinnamon, cumin, nutmeg, ginger, turmeric. It exports spices to several countries, including the USA, Vietnam, India, Thailand, and considered life to make food tasty. If spices are not used in Indian cuisine, then their taste always remain incomplete. So in a way, the opposite word for delicious food can also be spice. And Indian spice is famous all over the world since ancient times till today. And like ancient times, Indian spices are sold in the world market, and foreigners also like to add them to food with great flavor. And perhaps that is why Indian is also considered the home of spices.
People. Religion is an important part of India's culture, with a large Muslim population. India is a diverse multi-ethnic country, home to thousands of small ethnic and tribal groups. Migration and intermarriage have contributed to the country's ethnic mix, with North Central and Northwestern India having ethnic affinities with European and Indo-European people. Southern groups are descended from East African origin or Negrito. India is one of the most religiously and ethically diverse nations in the world, with some of the most deeply religious societies and culture. And also, India is a vast and diverse country where the pace of life differs from region to region and community to community. And by the early 21st century, middle class and affluent urban families' lifestyle differed little from that of urbanities in Europe, East Asia, and Americans. Rural life, on the other hand, continued largely as it had always done, with traditional forms of work and amusement gradually giving way to habits and diversion imported from the outside world. The rate of globalization was low in parts of rural India and even in the cities. Western tastes in cuisine, clothing, and entertainment were met with hostility. Indian design has persisted, and Indians continue to prepare traditional cuisine to Western fare. Despite decades of official legislation aimed at eliminating caste bias, caste protocols have continued to play a role in maintaining norms and beliefs. Food. India is known for having some of the best food culture in the world, with an unparalleled diversity of flavors and countless ways in which dishes are prepared and composed. To truly appreciate Indian cuisine is necessary to understand how much food varies between regions and the historical processes that lead to these differences. Indian cuisine is the result of thousands of years of evolution and outside influences from regions like Persia and China. The country efficient trading networks have provided access to almost any spice in existence, leading to the creation of different types of masala. The disdain for alcohol in Indian culture has led to the cultivation of different types of juice and hot drinks. Different regions within the country also develop unique flavors and dishes, as each part of India has its own unique cuisine. So India is a vast and diverse country where the pace of life differs from region to region and community to community. And by the early 21st century, middle class and affluent urban families' lifestyle differed little from that of urbanities in Europe, East Asia, and Americans. Rural life, on the other hand, continued largely as it had always done, with traditional forms of work and amusement gradually giving way to habits and diversion imported from the outside world. The rate of globalization was low in parts of rural India and even in the cities. Western tastes in cuisine, clothing, and entertainment were met with hostility. Indian design has persisted, and Indians continue to prepare traditional cuisine to Western fare. Despite decades of official legislation aimed at eliminating caste bias, caste protocols have continued to play a role in maintaining norms and beliefs. Chana masala is a chickpea curry is a popular vegetarian dish in India, often served with rice or India flatbreads and garnished with yogurt. It is popular snacks, main meal, or breakfast. Biryani. Biryani is a dish from the Mughal Empire made with basmati rice, spices, meat, eggs, vegetables, and optional ingredients. Samosa is a golden brown pastries, triangles with savory fillings, usually spiced with potatoes, onions, peas, lentils, or ground lamb, beef, or chicken. They are served hot and accompanied with chopped onion, yogurt, or homemade Indian chutney and sauces. They are common Indian street food and originated in Central Asia. Kulfi is a classic Indian ice cream made with slowly simmered whole milk. It is characterized by its unusual conical shape, and it's usually flavored with ingredients such as pistachio, rose water, green tea, and saffron. It was invented by the early inhabitants of the Himalayas during the Mughal Empire. Barfi. Barfi is an Indian sweet made from condensed milk, solid, granulated sugar, and ghee with nuts, fruits, saffron, rose water, gram flour, or almonds.
Indian cuisine is renowned for its diverse range of flavors, which can vary widely depending on the region and style of cooking. Some of the most common Indian food flavors include spicy. Indian food is known for its use of spices and heat, including chili peppers, ginger, and garlic. Spiciness can vary depending on the dish and the region it comes from. Sweet. Indian cuisine can also makes use of sweet flavors, often incorporating ingredients like jaggery, honey, and fruits like mango or coconut. Sour. Many Indian dishes also have a sour element, often in the form of tamarind, lemon, juice, or yogurt. Savory. Indian food can be quite savory, with dishes featuring flavors like cumin, coriander, and turmeric. Aromatic. The use of aromatic herbs and spices is also a hallmark of Indian cuisine. Examples include cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves. Umami. Lastly, umami. Some Indian dishes also have a savory, meaty flavor known as umami, often achieved through the use of ingredients like mushrooms or fermented foods. Overall, Indian food is known for its complexity and depth of flavor, with many dishes combining multiple tastes and aromas to create a unique and delicious eating experience.
And let's move on, guys, to our next topic, which is Indian cooking techniques. So the first one we have here, what we called tadka or baghar, or in English it called tempering. The process of tempering involves blooming spices in hot ghee in order to add marvelous deep flavor to food. This technique is used to enhance the flavor of vegetables, dals, chutneys, raita, and other dishes. The timing depends on the type of a dish. For example, like for vegetables dishes, tadka is done in the beginning, whereas with dal, it is added on top at the end. And every region of India adds different flavors, and they all have different kinds of techniques. Next, we have here the dum, or what they call steaming. Dum means to breathe in and is an Indian method of steaming by closing a round heavy bottom pot with a lid and slowly cooking over a low flame. In this technique, the food cooks on its own steam, and the low roasting enables each the spices and herbs to release their full flavor into the dish. Here, the bunao, or the sautéing. This Indian cooking technique is a bit like Asian stir frying, as it requires constant stirring over medium to high heat, but the goal is to create a thick spice paste which can be thinned into a gravy. It starts with heating ghee in a frying pan and then adding meat or vegetables along with the spices. Next, we have here the duanar, or the smoking. In this North Indian technique, a small bowl with a piece of lit charcoal placed inside of a larger vessel on top of the cooking food. A small amount or ghee is poured over the coal, and then the whole thing is covered with a lid to trap the smoke inside and infuse the food with a smoky flavor. Next, we have here the talina or talna, or what they call deep frying. In the Asian method of deep frying, fresh oil or ghee is used each time, not saved, okay? And food is fried in small batches in only 1 to 2 inches of oil, just enough to immerse the food. So that's what they call deep frying. Next, we have here the tandoori or roasting, baking. A tandoor is a North Indian clay oven that is used to cook naan or marinated meat using a hot charcoal fire. The food cooked in a tandoor oven is roasted and smoky. Next, we have here the balchao or pickling. Brought to India by the Portuguese during colonization, this Goan technique is used to make tangy and spicy dishes from pickled food such as seafood as well as vegetable. One of the common dishes made using this technique is prawns balchao. Next, we have the sekna, or what they call dry roasting. This is an Asian cooking style which was used for making garam masala primarily. Not just that, but rotis are also made using this process along with papad. Next, we have here the ubalna or boiling. This technique is simply used for boiling any kind of food and is commonly used to semi-processed raw ingredients like dal, rasam, lemon rice, and sambar. And next we have here the kurchand, or this is the last technique that I'll be discussing, which is what they call the scraping. This process involves scraping the layer stock on the dishes of the utensil. This process was meant for making dishes like rabdi.